two vast worlds evolved in isolation, completely unknown to each other. Civilizations had risen and intertwined over thousands of years in Europe, Asia, and Africa. But across the Atlantic Ocean, a new world thrived, with cultures reaching from the icy tundra of Alaska to the windswept lands of Tierra del Fuego at South America's southern tip. In this video, we'll uncover the world Christopher Columbus encountered in 1492 and the catastrophic collision that reshaped history when the Old World met the New. This is MrDowling.com. History lessons in under 5 minutes. When Christopher Columbus reached the Americas in 1492, he thought he was in Asia. He called the people he encountered Indios because he was convinced he had reached one of the islands of Southeast Asia, land many Europeans called the Indies. Although Columbus likely died believing he reached Asia, we know today that he stumbled upon a new world. Civilizations with complex languages, rich traditions, and thriving cities, all developed entirely apart from the Old World. What followed was a wave of exchange, conflict, and irreversible change that would touch every part of the globe. The Old World from which Columbus arrived was deeply interconnected. For thousands of years, the people of Europe, Asia, and Africa had exchanged goods, ideas, and even diseases through trade routes or war. But across the ocean in the Americas, civilizations rose in complete isolation. While the Old World had been connected by trade and conquest, the peoples of the Americas built their civilizations along a very different path, one that began thousands of years earlier with the first human migrations into a vast, uncharted land. Some of the earliest widespread evidence of human presence in the Americas comes from 13,000-year-old spear points found near Clovis, New Mexico, though even earlier sites exist. By 10,000 years ago, long before the rise of civilizations in Mesopotamia, Egypt, or China, humans had spread throughout North and South America, from Alaska to the Caribbean and all the way to South America's southern tip. As people spread across the Americas, they developed distinct languages and cultural traditions. By 1492, the population of the Americas is estimated to have been between 50 and 75 million, though estimates vary widely. The indigenous peoples included hundreds of ethnic groups who spoke more than 160 distinct languages. Their societies ranged in complexity from simple to sophisticated. The Maya, Inca, and Aztec developed monumental architecture that required great mathematical skill to build, while the Yanomami of Brazil and Venezuela continue to this day to live a lifestyle similar to the nomadic cultures from thousands of years earlier. The indigenous civilizations of the New World did not use the wheel for transportation. Although the wheel was known, wheeled toys have been found in Mesoamerican sites. It was not adopted for practical use. This was partly because much of the land, especially in the Andes, was too mountainous for wheeled vehicles. Societies across the Americas adapted in different ways, building cities, trade networks, and monumental architecture without relying on wheeled transport. Additionally, the wheel had limited use because few animals in the New World were suitable for pulling plows or carts. Many large mammals, such as mammoths and giant ground sloths, had become extinct thousands of years before the European arrival, likely due to a combination of human hunting and climate change. The few remaining large mammals, including bears, bison, moose, and jaguar, were not suited for domestication. In the Andes, people used llamas to carry goods, but llamas are unpredictable and too small to support the weight of an adult rider. While the civilizations of the Americas thrived in isolation, that very isolation left them unprepared for what was coming. When the Europeans crossed the Atlantic, they brought more than goods and ideas, they also brought diseases. Smallpox, measles, and influenza, familiar enemies in the Old World, swept through the Americas with devastating speed. The Native Americans had never encountered these diseases and had no inherited immunity. That's the kind of resistance that builds over generations of exposure. Within a generation, as many as 85% of the indigenous population had died. Often, diseases swept through Native American villages through trade routes long before the first foreigners arrived. Entire communities vanished, not from warfare, but from illnesses they had never known and had no defenses against. The Europeans' greatest weapon in their quest to conquer the New World was one they didn't even know they carried: disease. This collision of worlds would reshape history, changing the Americas and the entire planet forever. Thank you for watching. Remember to like and subscribe and click here to learn about the first people to reach North America. There's a lot more history on my companion website, MrDowling.com. There you'll find lessons, handouts, quizzes, and interactive games. Browse through time and space at MrDowling.com.